What's up, loser?
What's up, weirdo?
You went on a long ass trip this weekend and you didn't call me once.
Did you miss me?
Yeah, I literally did. It's fucking annoying.
Sorry, there was a night at the event at the Mount Washington where someone wanted to take a picture using my phone, but I didn't know where my phone was at, and I told them the battery was dead anyway because the Mount Washington doesn't have T-Mobile service, so I couldn't use my phone the whole time I was there.
Yeah, literally two things that are frustrating about that statement is one, your phone is in charge and you never know where it is and it doesn't work anywhere we go. And two, someone asked you to take a photo on your phone and you said, "No, I don't have service." Sir, you don't need service to take a fucking photo.
But I mean, I said, no, I don't have my phone. Or no, did I say no, my batteries? Maybe I had my phone and the battery was dead. I don't really remember. I think I had my phone, but I think the battery had been dead all day.
God, I know. I'm like, don't they have a room phone? Don't they have a front desk phone? Doesn't he like? Can you borrow somebody's phone? You don't call me for like 5 days. Your sister's texting me to see if you're alive.
It was such a glorious 5 days.
You're such a bullshitter.
Like not having the constant text messages and the constant calling. And
First of all, I never text you because it's not worth it. What even? No, that's not real. No, no.
you know what's really funny though is that like all of the speakers, I was at Mount Washington in New Hampshire this weekend for everybody who's listening for Strange Escapes, and I was with Amy Bruni, Adam Berry, Aaron Sagers, Shane Pittman, Greg and Dana Newkirk, Becky Galentine, and it's funny because they have these huge group messages that go on, and I'm in the message, but I don't have any service, so I don't get any of them until I get like a half an hour away from the hotel the day that I'm leaving, and then my phone just blows up for like 20 minutes. It's just like bing, 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 bing. And since I have an Android and everybody else has an Apple phone, I don't get them as a group text message. I get them as individual messages.
Yeah, at events that I get those, they have me in the group text because I'm like your freaking personal assistant. And then they're like, "You guys, what do you want for lunch?" And then I just order for you because I know that you're just not gonna see it, not gonna answer, not available, not alive, not having a phone. So I'm just like, whatever I get, just get Tenney that too.
And it works.
And it works. I know, you just whatever.
No reason to change what I'm doing.
No, no. I'm like, I don't know where he is. Haven't seen him in 3 hours. But yeah. Oh, Toady Pants.
Hello, Toad.
Hello, Toad. But yeah, you were in Mount Washington on a mountain at a haunted hotel doing investigations and hanging out with weirdos and greeting happy, spooky people.
It was really nice. It was a smallish crowd, so it was only like 60 or 70 people because sometimes those can get pretty big.
Yeah.
And I feel like in that hotel, it was just the right amount of people. Every time I walked around somewhere, like there was someone to talk to. So
yeah,
go and sit and, oh, there's 2 weirdos, and go over by the fire and, oh, there's 5 more. And the table by the fire, oh, there's 5 more. That was nice.
Yeah, I've been there before. I chose not to go this time because it's far and it's cold. And then you said too, y'all hit a snowstorm on the way there. I'm like, that's exactly what I was afraid of. Just driving into the woods, into the mountains in December, like scary time.
Yeah, it was scary. I think on Thursday for some people driving up, they were slipping and a slide and all over the place. But I was worried because I kept seeing all these news reports on the TV, like Michigan and New York get hammered by snow. And I was like, oh, I left and then it snowed. And then like, I wasn't really watching that carefully, but then they were like, oh, the football team in Buffalo, New York has to be flown to Detroit to play a game because there's so much snow in Buffalo. And I was like, are they getting like buried and I'm gone? And am I going to get back? Is it going to be The Shining?
That's what it feels like there. But yeah, one of the nights you were gone, I ordered groceries and I did that fucking cardinal sin thing where you order a thing and then you look out the window and it's fucking like a whiteout. I'm like, oh, I'm the asshole. I didn't even know. It just came out of nowhere. And it stopped. It ended up stopping. It was fine. I tipped them good, but we only got like an inch like twice. It was like, but it would all come down to like an hour. You know what I mean?
Right. But anyway, it was very fun at the Mount Washington. Lots of weirdos, lots of fun. On the investigation night, the groups were nice and small. It was only like 8 or 10 people per group. And when people investigate me, we just sit around and tell stories and talk about weird shit. And I love the fact that, because when I do a lecture, like I'm just speaking to a crowd of people. Mm-hmm. Like meandering about the hotel is fun too, because you get to talk to people. But then like with like the small investigation groups, like I get an hour with 7 people. Like that's one of my favorite parts, whether or not they like it. Sorry, people.
Mm-hmm. Did anything creepy happen? Any knocks or anything?
No, the room they had me in, it was weird because there's a lot of tapping in that room, and you don't know if that's just the building settling or not. But like while we were talking, it wouldn't tap, and then when we stopped talking is when it would start tapping.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it was almost like it found a moment when our conversation slowed down, so it was trying to talk to us, whatever it is in there.
Were you in the princess room at all?
No,
That's like when I was there the one time. There was like weird shit going on in there.
that whole hotel has weird shit in it.
It does. Did you go in the cave bar thing?
Many times. The first night I was there, I made the mistake. Sometimes at resorts and things, I forget how expensive things are.
Oh God.
So I went up and got myself a drink, and I think I got Adam a drink, and I just said, keep my tab open, and then like just kept getting drinks and like, oh, Adam, get another one. I'll get one for you, Dana. I'll get one for you, Greg. I'll get one for you. Amy, you need a drink? And then like it was pretty bad.
Dang.
You want to take a guess?
300?
Just over 300.
Dang, Tenney.
I know.
Jesus.
But that was fine. I brought a lot of like protein drinks for my room and energy bars.
Yeah.
And then I ate a lot of mashed potatoes and hash browns, as per usual. Like I wouldn't eat that if I was at home.
I know. That's how we live. I'm trying to think of what else is there. There's like the big lobby. It looks like the Titanic. And then there's a pool outside. Did they have the pool open?
Yep, the heated pool was open and people were swimming.
That's wild.
It was like 31 degrees and people were swimming.
That's wild. That sounds sick though. That sounds like Iceland.
But then they have to do that thing because the heated pool is outside. So like they get out of the pool and then they run screaming all the way back up to the hotel because they're freezing to death.
Yeah, that part doesn't sound good. What if you could like drink while you're chilling in a pool and just like run in? That sounds fun.
Yeah, I don't think you should drink in a full-size pool.
No, not by yourself. Probably with somebody else so you don't go under. What I was noticing though, like how we talked briefly about this when you called me last night to say that you were alive and you were home. I feel like your eyes, you always look so happy in your pictures and when you're at events. Like you really thrive amongst people and weirdos, and you love your job. Like it's your job, you know what I mean? But it's also like your passion, and I just feel like your eyes always look really kind and sparkly. And there's other people, and I'm not talking specifically about this event, but like other events, other events that we do, other conventions that we do, and there's some people that just kind of phone it in all day, and they don't really look like they're having a good time, and you can kind of tell in the photos that they're like faking it, and you just never look like you're faking it to me.
I'm happy to have someone that's weird to talk to. So if you put me in a room or a building or an event with a ton of weirdos, then of course I'm going to be happy. But yeah, I've seen like it happens too, like at any place there's like conventions and like quote unquote celebrities. People will pay like, sometimes at those comic book conventions, people will pay like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And the smile and the eyes of the person they're getting their picture taken with so fucking dead.
I know, it's such a bum out. I know. It's
Because
like
the person's in the picture's face is so happy to be with the person that they love. And then the person they love is just like, money, please.
I know. And I get it. I'm sure they've been doing it for a million years. I do get it. Everybody has bad days, whatever. But it's like, if you don't want to meet people, if you don't want to like be in this environment, then like, why even go?
Yeah. No, but of course my eyes look happy. I'm happy to be there.
I know you. There's that like meme of SpongeBob when he sees something cute and his eyes get all like little glassy. Like that's how you look. You just look like so stoked to be like spooky mayor of the event.
Well, it's funny because even to that degree, like there's a bunch of pictures of me because every time I would have to go out and smoke, there's not very many smokers, right? But every time I would go out and smoke, I would do that thing where I would like stand by the window and put my hand on the window and make a sad face. Like I kind of am sad that I'm watching all those fun people in there for the 10 minutes I'm outside smoking.
Yeah, you either go in the smoker shelter again and see if you get adopted.
Yeah.
That's your choice.
That's my choice.
Ah.
So listen, this is really funny. On the way home, so I got my Uber driver. And before I got my Uber driver, I was waiting, and there was a husband and a wife waiting for their Uber. They were fighting with each other because the husband had like brought home a bunch of liquor in their luggage and didn't tell the wife. And she found it while they were waiting for their Uber, and she was screaming at him. She's like, "You don't need this, Jack Daniels. You don't need this, blah, blah, blah." And someone at Mount Washington had given me I had a bottle of tequila in my suitcase. So I had that, and I was laughing at this guy's situation, and he came over to me. He's like, "Do you want this bottle of Jack Daniels? I can't have this bottle of Jack." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it." So I took it and put it in my because because I'm like on my way home. I don't have to check it or anything. I'm already done flying.
Yeah.
So anyway, my Uber driver comes and he picks me up and he's driving me and he's talking to his wife on the phone. And then he like hangs up with her and says to me, "Can I stop and get gas?" He's like, "I'm going to run out of gas. Is that all right? Like doing your Uber?" And I was
No,
like,
keep driving, please, and run out.
yeah, I was like, "No, go ahead. It's fine." So he's like, "I'm just putting like $20 in, like whatever. He's like, "We have enough. I just have to have some for my wife, like when I get home, whatever he was saying." So I had to go get cigarettes anyway. So like we pulled up at the gas station. I was like, "Well, I have to go and get cigarettes." I'm like, "I'll just pay for your $20 gas." And he was like, "What? What?" And I was like freaking out. So I went and paid for his gas. And the whole way, like it was so crazy because he was just like, "I can't believe you paid for my $20, my gas, and blah, 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 blah." So we get up in front of my house and I go, "You don't happen to drink, do you?" And he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "We're going to have a big Thanksgiving. And that's like when my wife and I and all the family comes over and everybody lets loose a little bit." And I go, "Do you want a brand new bottle of Jack Daniels?" And he was like, "What?" And I like handed him this bottle of Jack Daniels. And this guy was like crying. He was like, "You gave me a $20 tip and a whole bottle of Jack. This is happy Thanksgiving." And then like, so I came home. And I came home kind of happy. It was nice.
That is so fucking cute. That's like our dream. Me and you always talk about that shit. Like if we ever got rich, we would just go around tipping everybody $100, like buying them shit, buying their groceries. Like that is the best life.
Because the whole thing is like, you know me, like I can't drink Jack Daniels anyway. That would have sat in my house until someone came over at some point in the next 20 years and asked for a shot of Jack Daniels. Yeah. So I was like, obviously this lady gave it to me for a reason. The universe gave me the opportunity to like move it along.
Yeah, for sure. I would have took it too and like literally never drank it. I don't drink that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was my nice little welcome home that I did something nice for someone else.
That is so adorable. I love that. That's awesome. We should just give out bottles of booze to strangers.
And that guy better give me a good rating on Uber.
Yeah, no shit. He's probably like, this guy's a psycho. He was trying to date me.
He's trying to get me drunk.
I was getting hit on. It's fine. Kindness still exists, people. And it usually comes from spooky people like us.
That's true.
It's true. You gonna ask me what I did, or are we just gonna talk about you the whole fucking episode?
I was thinking if I had anything left. I came home, I did my usual routine. Everything was in the washer dryer. By the time my DoorDash got here, I folded all my clothes and put them all away while I was eating my fettuccine Alfredo and then went to sleep. That's the end of John's trip to Mount Washington. Yay! What did you do, Jessica?
Well, I didn't do anything at all. I didn't do anything. I haven't left my house since Friday. I literally have not walked out of my house in 5 days. That's what happens when you leave. Just incapacitated.
Somehow or another, even though you don't leave your house for 5 days, if I would have been here, you still wouldn't have left your house. You would have just had 4 more phone calls than you had over the past.
No, that's true. That's true. That is true. It's too fucking cold. I don't feel like it. I was supposed to go to a concert on Friday, right? But it fell through. I was, but it didn't work out. Long story, not a long story, whatever. I don't feel like talking about it. But anyway, I was going to go, but I had a doctor's appointment at 3:00 in the afternoon.
So you wouldn't have had time to put on makeup and stuff to go to the concert.
Barely. I know. I need a lot of time to get ready. I know. I was already thinking, I'm like, that's going to be a tight fucking squeeze. But anyway, no. So I went to the doctor at 3. It was like and I know you used to complain about this with your mom. It was the most fucking aggravating. I was there for so long. And every time, like before the doctor even came in the room, I was waiting for at least an hour, right? And then she finally came in. But granted, she's the nicest fucking woman ever. She listens to everything, gives me whatever, like is so helpful. So then she's like, "When's the last time you got a tetanus shot?" I'm like, "I literally have no idea." And she's like, "Well, let's do one." I'm like, "Yeah, I creep around in haunted places a lot with metal and shit everywhere." She's like, "Yeah, you should probably have one." And then she's like, "You want a flu shot?" I'm like, "Sure." So then she leaves the room and the fucking immunizations lady, and she wanted me to do blood work too, just to check that everything was okay. Then there's me. It's 3:00. Me and you know how it is. I didn't fucking eat yet. I've been awake for 5 seconds. I didn't know they were going to do blood work. So listen, so by the time this lady finally comes in the room, she's like, "Okay, I got your shots." I'm like, "Do we have to do the blood work today? Because I'm going to get woozy like I did last time because I haven't eaten. I've been here too fucking long. I just want to leave." She's like, "No, we don't have to do it." So we did my tetanus shot and my flu shot. So I got back, totally passed out on the couch with Toad for like fucking till like 10:30. So I don't know what it is about what I got, but it put me fucking down. So I wouldn't have been able to go to the concert anyway. So I fucking passed out, watched my fights on Saturday. I mean, I've been working on little shit all weekend, but I haven't went anywhere. I haven't like got ready.
Does your arm still hurt from the tetanus shot?
No, it did for like a day.
I remember as a little kid, like when getting a tetanus shot and then my arm hurting for like a day and a half or 2 days.
Yeah, she warned me, but it hurt the worst when I got it. It fucking burned. It felt like burning in there when they first do it. But other than that, it hurt for like a day and then it was over. Like I feel like the Rona shot like lasted, like made your arm sore for more days than the tetanus shot did.
I didn't get anything from my Rona shots.
Really? But anyway, oh, and then another thing I did, I binged this show on Discovery Plus called We Bought a Funeral Home, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's this cute family from like England. They have cute accents. They bought a funeral home in Ontario, and it's like got 1 million rooms. It's fucking huge. It looks, you know, when you like those spaces that are just like, I don't know how to describe it, like almost like 70s open, like paint curtains, just like a mess of a building.
Yes.
So they like rip out every room and redo it into like goth, like they're like goth punk rock cute people. They made the whole basement into like a tarot parlor and shit. It's the funnest watch. Like you have to binge it. It's on Discovery Plus. And like at the end of every episode, they show like one of the redone rooms, but they're still working on the house. Like I've been talking to them on Instagram. They followed us on Twitter, but I really want to go there. It's a really fun watch. So I did that. And then Katie watched it and now everybody's watching it. I put it on Twitter and everybody loves it.
How many episodes of it are there so far?
I think there was only like 8 or 7. So I literally watched it all in one day, in one sitting.
Yeah.
It was really cute. They're like, I don't like home reno shows, but like, I don't know, they're just cute and they're creepy. And like, there's a younger girl and a younger boy, like they have 2 kids. And the girl was like researching the haunting of the house during the whole show. And the boy, they all helped with the reno, like breaking stuff down and like redoing stuff. Like they did a lot of work on it themselves, but like I don't know, it's cute. It's just done really well. It's like everything's framed really cute.
I feel like, so like at the Mount Washington during the masquerade ball, some guy from a reality show showed up and I didn't know who he was. I always feel like those moments when I'm like, everybody's making a big deal about this guy. Should I know who that guy is? And even after I looked him up, I was like, I still don't know who he is. but I guess
Honestly,
he's a big deal.
There's so many networks though and so many shows. It's like, how can you, even networks I watch, it's like, I don't know every show on here.
Yeah.
All the fucking Real Housewives ladies, like I know some of them, but if most of them walk past me, I'd be like, I don't know who that is.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, the guy's name was Robert Irvine.
What show was he on? Is it a cooking show?
Yeah, he's English and he did like Dinner Impossible and like Worst Cooks in America, something like that. Restaurant Impossible, I think, is the big one.
Oh yeah. I feel like I should have been on Worst Cooks in America.
It's just a picture of you for half an hour.
It's both of us. You just eat beans every day.
I can fucking cook if I want to.
I know you are. I'm just lying. I'm lying.
Try and slam me like that.
And another one of the days that I did nothing, I binged this show on Hulu with Steve Carell called The Patient, and he plays it's kind of like What About Bob, only with a psycho. Like I know Bob in the movie is a psycho, but he's not a real psycho. Like The Patient is about a guy who is a serial killer, and he goes to Steve Carell, who is his shrink, and then he kidnaps Steve Carell and is like, you have to help me until I stop being a serial killer. And it's like a pretty darn good watch, I'm gonna be honest.
Well, let me tell you, that's something weird that goes on right now. So one of the things I watch on YouTube is movie trailers. Like people put together like 30 minutes of new movie trailers.
Wait, I have to say one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
The fucking serial killer in the show. He leaves. He's really nice about keeping Steve Carell captive. Like he brings him really fancy food all the time, like introduces him to new cuisines. It's real fucking weird. But every time the killer comes back, he has fucking Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Every time. And they show it, I swear to you right now, they show it every episode, and he like always has it in the frame. I'm like, yeah, that's why, because Dunkin is disgusting, and now Dunkin Donuts is for serial killers. That's what we've learned.
All right. Well, now you've reminded me of two things. So I'll finish my YouTube thing.
Yes.
So right now I can't watch any of them because every time I go to one of the new ones, like it'll drop. Like a new one dropped today, like 30 minutes, all the best new upcoming streaming and movies, like whatever.
Mhm.
And right now they are all just like 30 minutes of commercials for like the upcoming Christmas Hallmark movies.
No, not Hallmark.
And they all look exactly the same.
There are there's actually like 3 new Christmas movies I want to see.
But I mean, like everyone is like, Darla was the most successful businesswoman in the whole world, but then her life got turned upside down. Now she's going home for the holidays. And then the next one is like, Rebecca was the CEO at a top video game company until her life spun all out of control. Now her mom and dad are coming from the holidays. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening?
You really missed your calling in life to be like a voice actor, bro. Swear now, 4 episodes in a row or something, you did the old-timey radio voice when we talk about road signs, you did the golf pro narrator voice, and now you have a movie trailer voice.
I think the first like public broadcasting speaking of my voice was for Oakland Community College's radio station. I used to do their commercials for them.
Jeez.
But they do like public service announcements. So they're not like, you're not selling anything because since it's public radio, it's like, I remember this one because it was so weird. It was like, this message is brought to you by the American Dairy Association of Michigan. When was the last time you had a cup of buttermilk?
Ew. Who drinks buttermilk?
It was this whole commercial about drinking buttermilk.
That makes me want to barf.
So anyway, driving back from Mount Washington on the way to the airport, the couple, Chris and Kelly, who were driving us, because it was early, they were like, we'll just stop somewhere at like McDonald's or something and just pick up something because none of us have had anything to eat and we can get some coffee. There's a couple Starbucks on the way. Where did we stop?
Dunkin
Donuts.
Barf. I'd be like, I have a bottled fucking water, please. Gag. Death. Gross.
I was in a kind of state of hallucination and tiredness because I was up early. I got myself a cheese croissant.
Ugh, it was probably the worst thing you ever had in your life.
I got those hash browns.
No, you couldn't pay me to eat those again.
And I got a large coffee with cream and sugar.
Did you get sick after?
Yes.
Yeah, literally.
I ate it all. It seemed fine. I got to the airport and my stomach exploded.
Oh my God. Who goes there? Serial killers. That's all.
I have no idea.
I don't understand.
I have no idea.
You should have dug up snow and melted it in a cup and drank snow water instead of fucking drinking Dunkin.
I would have been better off.
Yeah, you literally would have.
I got to the airport, got through security and everything. My stomach exploded. I immediately like walked over to that one place that was open. I bought a giant bottle of water and then just like, yeah, it was bad. I'm
drinking Old Town Roasting right now. Old Town Roasting.
I'm drinking it. I'm drinking it too.
Ooh, but I'm drinking it in the giant travel coffee mug that Olive Garden sent me that says anything is possible on it. That is the best travel mug ever.
I had this conversation a couple times with people at the Mount Washington. When you go to really fancy places and like the Mount Washington, I'm out of place at.
Yeah,
like it's not. It's fancy. It's not a place that I could ever go to if I wasn't going to these events.
Right.
And the conversation I was having was, do rich people and like wealthy people and people who go to those fancy places, because of their lifestyle, do they never like taste the like deliciousness of like Olive Garden?
Yeah, they probably don't. No.
Because like the food at really fancy places tends to be really bland and not good.
Yeah.
And people are like, this is the best thing I've ever had. These bacon wrapped asparagus with creme brulee sauce on it. And I'm like, what is that? Like, this is the grossest.
These unseasoned green beans are so good.
They're the best. And there's 4 of them and it's $35. They're like, have you had the 3-bean, 3 almond salad? And it's just 3 green beans and 3 almonds.
Literally, that cooking show guy is going to listen to our podcast and be like, this is brilliant. Brilliant. You just wrote me a new episode.
Meanwhile, you're at Olive Garden and the lady's like, I can just leave the Parmesan cheese grater on the table if you want.
They're like, do you want the whole bin of salad that's in the back kitchen area?
We don't have to take it out of the bag. We can just bring you the bag of salad.
They're like, should we put your Italian dressing in a water pitcher
Yeah.
for you?
Do you want to take some Italian dressing home? Do you want a pint or a quart?
Oh, give me all of it.
You're like, could you just put it in this giant orange juice bottle?
No, like my favorite fucking YouTube video ever is when Post Malone takes Jimmy Fallon to Olive Garden. They pull up, they sit down. The waitress tries to give them like unlimited tastes of wine. Then they get free bread. Then they get free salad, and they keep bringing shit out. And Jimmy Fallon stops. He's like, "What do people pay for here?" It's the best. I'm like, that's why everybody loves it, and we have this conversation all the time. It's fucking consistent. It's consistent.
Yeah.
You gotta love those chains where it's like, I've ordered this 100 times and every time it tastes the same.
Yeah, it's easy for them to have consistency because there's like a science behind it and a methodology behind it. And it doesn't matter if like Roger the cook had a bad day, like the fettuccine Alfredo still tastes like it did the day before. Where if a really fancy restaurant, if the cook is like got a sore toe, everything tastes like garbage.
Yeah, literally. None of your pasta has any sauce on it. Everything's fucked. Everything's dry. Cool. Ooh, one of our listeners the other day tweeted me a story because remember we were talking about, obviously in the last 2 episodes we're talking about my dead cold fish hands. So they said they were reading a book called Seeing Fairies by Marjorie T. Johnson, and it said like the lady had an experience with a fairy, and it was a male fairy, I think. But anyway, she said something about like fairies are notorious for having colder than cold hands, like unexplainably cold hands. And I tweeted back to her, I'm like, am I a fairy? Did I just get outed as, am I a fairy? Am I a magical woods being?
You're a magical house being. You're like a house fairy.
I am a house fairy. So yeah, breaking news, I might be a fairy. I might be a
cold dead fish handed fairy.
Dead fish hand fairy. Oh, did you know what else? A segue. Do you know what else I realized since it's cold?
What?
We have to plug the beehole.
What? Oh, we do have to plug the beehole.
We have to plug the beehole.
That's right.
I have it for those who aren't listening to our episodes in order, or maybe you just started listening to us.
She has a very active beehole.
I have a very active beehole problem where
after I ate that Dunkin's, I had an active beehole problem.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you did. You said never again, and then you did it again. You have no
the universe foiled me on every direction.
I know you had it on your trip, and I had it during this show. I'm like, get away from us. Anyway, I have an infestation of bees on my porch because my porch is wood. They made a hole. I don't know. The hole was already there. They lived in the hole, and they were flying out for the last couple of months of summer and trying to get me. And I didn't want to plug it because I didn't want them to die. But now it's cold, so we have to plug the beehole.
I love that you said they were trying to get you.
They were. It was right outside my door. I had to come in and out. I had to get my groceries, and there's just like swarms of bees.
But they're not like in their planning. They don't have like a picture of you in the nest, and they're like, "That's the one we're going after."
My mugshot. That's the lady. They probably thought, I don't know, maybe they thought I was nice because I wasn't killing them. I don't know, but
that's right. And they were trying to say hello and land on you and be nice, and you were being.
But
scared
are they dormant? Are they sleeping in there, or do you think they're gone?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Maybe we should cut it. No, if we cut it open, will they wake up?
If it's too cold, they can't do anything. They might just like lay there and look at us.
Oh, I have a friend who does like.
I just had an image.
And they're just like.
I just had an image of them on couches, like looking over their blanket tops.
They're like, who woke us from our slumber? Bee killers. But no, I have a friend who does like bee info, like how you can help bees in your community. So I'll ask her what I should do, or if she thinks they're in there, or maybe she can get them out.
Yeah.
While they're frozen. I don't know how that works. Yeah, maybe they suck out easier if they're all cold and frozen and sleeping.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't want to hurt them though, but they're definitely not flying around now. It's cold as shit.
I think that they hibernate. I'm not sure.
They have to. They can't just drop dead. We have no bees.
I mean, maybe. And then there's just like newbie babies are like, maybe those are the ones that are like frozen solid and then wake up like frogs after 50 years in ice.
I bet they're frozen and sleeping. They gotta be. Do you want to know what I read the other day?
What?
There's a lady in our county who turned 110 the other day. How's that possible?
What do you mean, how's that possible?
I don't know. Her name's Mary Couch. She turned 110.
And she lives in Michigan?
They said she lives in Oakland County.
Oh, shit.
I know. And then they said her words of wisdom for living a meaningful life add up to this: nothing but friendliness and kindness as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, she's nearing like
Record.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I thought it was cool, because she's like local. She's a local homie.
Yeah. Let's go hang with her.
I know. Let's find Mary Couch.
Get her on the pod.
Get her on the pod. Mary, tell us your secrets. What
Tell
does
us-
your facial regimen look like?
She's going to have one of those like old people stories where she's like, every morning I have a teaspoon of peanut butter and drink a bottle of vodka.
Yeah, literally. She's gonna be like, every morning I do a shot of Jack Daniels, and you're like, son of a bitch, I gave my Jack Daniels away. Damn it.
80 years from now, that Uber driver is in the newspaper and he's like, it all started with this guy who gave me a bottle of free whiskey.
No, I'm 213 years old.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be him and the bees left. We're gonna be dead. Is that everything?
I think that's about it. I'm on a kind of normal sleep schedule right now, so I'm getting tired.
What? Not me. I've been staying up till like 5. I'm waking up at like 2.
Well, I mean, I was going to sleep at 3 and 4 in the morning at Mount Washington because I was hanging out with everybody every night, but like I was still getting up at like 9 in the morning so that I could like hang. People were there.
We have an exciting interview tomorrow.
We do?
Yeah,
What time is that at?
8 o'clock.
In the morning?
At night.
Oh,
Would I
thank
do that ever in my
God,
life?
I don't know. My heart started racing.
I don't care if it was literally fucking Oprah. I'd be like, absolutely not. We don't get up that early. Or I would just stay up.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Well, I'll prepare for that.
Okay. 8 o'clock tomorrow. December 23rd is our live streaming What's Up Weirdo and Friends show. I don't remember what else.
I think that's about it. December 23rd, the live show. Old Town Roasting. Doon diddle doon doon doon. Sockdogs.com. AdamBerryMerch.com.
And I'm berrymerch.com.
Bonk.
Him and Ben rented a winter house, and it's very fancy, and they have it until like April, and I said we can come there. I said maybe I'll come there in March.
I need to do something because about 5 minutes before I called you, a skunk sprayed outside my window, so my house smells like skunk.
Light a candle.
I have some incense going right now, but now it just smells like incense and skunk. It smells like the skunk put on perfume to go out for the night.
He's a friend. I miss my skunks.
I always get sad because that means they were scared.
Yeah, it takes a lot because I used to play with the skunks outside every fucking night, and they never sprayed once.
I know.
And they got startled by me a lot. That means they like really got scared.
Yeah, that makes me sad for them little skunkers.
I know. Well, we have a contest on our Instagram right now from Belt Publishing. Sent us this really cool tarot deck called the Rust Belt Arcana, and it's a tarot deck and guidebook, so you can enter that contest. It runs through December 1st-ish. So go to our Instagram at WUWPod. And if you want to see our videos and weird shit and get surprises in the mail sometimes and see fancy exclusive stuff, go to patreon.com/What's Up Weirdo.
That contest that started running on our Instagram, what do I get out of that?
Nothing.
All right, good work.
Well, maybe when they come out with something else, though, they're really stoked. Actually, they already DM'd.
Well, they should be. They're getting free advertisements.
Yeah, well, we like to give stuff to our followers. It's cute.
I know.
It's not about us.
I know. It's about the universe giving you opportunities to give whiskey bottles to the Uber driver.
Exactly. This is
Yeah.
my Jack Daniels.
I should probably check and see if there were any reports last night of Uber drivers pulled over for being drunk.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, I'm going to go lay down and I'm going to make plans to spray your beehole.
Oh, brother. We can't spray it. We just have to close it.
All right. Your beehole is closed for business.
Sorry, friends.
All right, that's all I got.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
I missed you, dumbass.
I missed you too.
Get a phone that works.
Someday.
Please.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Oh my God, bye.
Oh my God, bye. This is still one breath. Bye.
You broke it.